Well, back again. We're going to talk a little bit more about shame. So, if we're stuck in the shame cave, how do we get out? Is there a way out? Most of my life, from the time I was sexually abused at 6 to the time I was 50 years old, I believed there was no way out. Um, the adults told me what I had done was the most vile thing I could have done. I was told that Scripture said that no homosexual ever be allowed into heaven. And I knew the acts that were done to me were homosexual acts. Where does that leave me? Leave me with no place to go. Where do you turn? It wasn't the church I went to. They didn't deal with it any better than I did. I was stuck. I didn't know there was a place to go. When I was 50, I finally found a safe place. I found a couple of men where I could be hot, that humble, that open, that transparent. As I finally broke down and told them my story for the first time, I felt loved. I felt cared for. Their hearts broke as they heard what happened to me. They said, no child should ever have to go through that. That wasn't your fault. That was done to you. That was not what you did. Boy, I'd never heard that before. These guys were safe. I started spending some time with them. We walked a journey together, and through that I bared my soul. I told them all about where I was stuck, the shame cave I lived in, the isolation that I couldn't find a way out of, the powerlessness that kept me there. And these guys gave me tools. They helped me to start walking, to moving forward. I found out I didn't have to be powerless. But the first step in becoming powerful, of having power, not aggressive power, but not being powerless, was I had to share my story. I had to be honest with someone. I had to tell them how broken I was. But that needed to be a safe person, because I needed it to be someone that would love me and would care for me. And you know what? That person, I didn't find Sean. God found him for me, because I didn't find people safe. And when Sean asked me, what happened to you when you were a child? And I don't know how he figured, put two and two together even. When he asked that question, I wrote down and told him. For the first time, someone asked, and I told them. He was safe. God provided me a way out. He provided me himself with human flesh. And ended up being a guy that became my friend. His name was Sean. We all need someone like that to do the journey with. Seek one out. Find them. You don't have to live in the shame cave. Love you.